There we go. All right. Petri dish. The petri dish. The petri dish. This is the petri dish. The petri dish. The petri dish. This is the petri dish. There's something growing in here, and today it's green shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's green screen on that shirt. Oh, you both have green shirts.
They're
Yeah.
green shirts.
Oh man, I didn't get the memo on that.
Yeah, that'll happen.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, you got someone coming. You got someone joining you.
Intruder. Yeah, she's also not wearing a green shirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's unfortunate. Also, I have to say, Jonathan, you are looking a lot like John Darnielle from the Mountain Goats lately.
oh.
And
Is that a good thing?
I mean,
It's not a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. He used to do heroin, but now he's better. You know, like
Yeah.
Good.
Just like
Just
John
like you-
used to.
just like you used to do stuff, and now you're doing other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just been using the official Mountain Goats YouTube page to like suggest books on YouTube.
Okay. Oh,
I love it.
I forgot I had to write down the book that he suggested last time. It sounded interesting.
He also just did a second one like a couple days ago. It's really funny because like he obviously like he's not trying to do it to like, oh, I'm going to start a new YouTube thing. He's just like, well, I have access to this and lots of people follow it, and I think they should like this book. It's just like pure intentions, but it's very funny in this day and age to see someone use like their official band YouTube that's usually just for like music videos and press releases, just to
Yeah.
like get on with a video of them in their backyard to be like, hey, read this book, I'm really liking it. All right,
Okay.
bye. And it's just like a quick
I like
2-3 minute video. He's just like a normal dude.
okay. Nice.
Yeah, look at him. He reads just like us.
I think my YouTube watching habits have increasingly over the past few years just turned to me wanting to watch normal dudes do stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to like you slowed down later in life.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to watch this guy restore this old bread machine.
okay.
Or like
Yeah.
wash a really big carpet.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
Satisfying.
videos where people clean stuff are addictive. It's almost like doing chores, but you're not.
You're not doing any
See,
of the
that's the thing
chores.
though, is like I'll watch one or two of them and then I'll be like, I gotta do something, you know? And then I gotta go like at least like wash a dish or like vacuum or something.
Okay.
Because like
Yeah.
I can't watch a guy clean like horse shit out of a rug that's been sitting in a barn for a year and then be like, my life is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of cleaning out things that are covered in shit, I could probably tell the story.
Okay.
So Alicia has company over this weekend, and we've been
Oh.
just cleaning everything because we need to clean everything, and sometimes we just need an excuse to start cleaning. So we were finally tackling the giant pile of shit next to our bed that's on her side.
Okay.
And our cat likes to sleep in the room with us because like we can't have him out here. He'll break fucking everything when we're asleep, so we can't have him causing mischief. And
Okay.
we found a turd corner.
Oh.
Like
He's just been pooping back there the whole
he's
time.
just been shitting underneath her desk, and like we've had a lot of clothes piled around it, you know, like we tried to make him like a little corner he could sleep in that's like separate from everything else too. And like we pull a chair out and look in there, and there's just a cat bed full of shit.
How long do you think that's been going on? How many turds were there?
The last time we got under there was a good like year and a half ago, so like it's been a minute, but there wasn't like a year's worth of turds.
Gotcha. But it didn't. Did it stink up at all?
I don't know.
Do
My
cats not have-
my room always smells like shit, and also like,
like cat shit specifically.
but also like it was covered with a bunch of stuff. It covered, you know, with all sorts like towels and clothes and like it was all piled together. So it was like hermetically sealed in that corner.
Ugh.
But like after she cleaned it out, like now I can smell it. I can still like smell the corner. I walk into our room and I'm like,
Oh, man,
smells a little bit like piss and shit in here.
Yeah.
And I don't
That
know if that's
sucks.
me now, like being paranoid and being like, he definitely, because now I think, like, what if he has been shitting on our bed and it just happened to roll to that part and we didn't know? What if he's just been pissing in our pillows when we're not looking? And I've gone like old lady nose blind to cat piss and now I'm gonna just like sleep in it. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna choose to assume that those were isolated turds from when he either got like locked in our bedroom or we like slept in extra and he was like, well, fuck you, I'm just gonna go shit in this corner because it's 10 a.m. and I was supposed to be fed 2 hours ago. Who knows what gets in the minds of cats? So
Yeah.
You
that's
consider
what's
getting
new.
another sandbox or litter box
Yeah.
for the guy?
Maybe, but then again, like I don't want to encourage him shitting in our room.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna lock him in there for sometimes more than 12 hours, like because I go to bed at like 9.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
can't do it. So that's what's really growing in here is a pile of cat turds.
Okay.
But luckily
That's crazy.
we have squashed the turd mountain. He has been
For now.
sufficiently yelled at.
Turd mountain.
So I encourage everyone to look inside them for the turd mountain in your heart and really try to get those turds out of there.
He didn't shit on anything clean, did he? It was just a bunch of dirty
No,
stuff.
he just like shit in his own bed.
Oh, I see.
Because he had like his own little corner down there, but so he just like was hiding turds in his bed,
Huh.
which I think is weirder.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of weird.
Do you think he's intimidated by that litter box you guys got for him? You think like
I
maybe it's too much for him to like handle?
I think
Like it's supposed to be like self-cleaning, right?
yeah, he enjoys having like an enclosed a cat shitting thing. Litter box, that's what they're called. He enjoys having an enclosed litter box, but also we got one that was like very used, so it doesn't exactly work all the time. And so it'll either not rotate until we manually go hit like reset and then for it to like cycle through, or it'll just start trying to turn whenever he gets in there.
Oh.
Like a spaceship that he shits
That's what I'm
in.
saying. Yeah, he's like in his own like little Death Star.
Nice.
But I think that just gives him like the zoomies. Like he goes to shit and then it starts taking off and he goes and just runs away and does a couple laps.
Shitting does that to everyone though.
If I was sat down to take a shit and it just started turning sideways,
Yeah.
like a Tommy Lee drum set
Yeah,
roller coaster,
as soon
I'd
as
flip
you
out.
yeah, as soon as you empty your bowels, you start running around the house. You can't stop. Jumping on all the couches.
It's turbo time.
Turbo time. New
Yeah.
season of I Think You Should Leave is out now. Have you ever seen that show, Jonathan? By the way, have you
Um,
seen that Tim
I
Robinson thing?
watched a few episodes, but not the whole first season. And I know that there's a third season that's coming out, and people are really excited about
Yeah, I like it.
I've
it.
been
Okay.
I've been
I'm
seeing
into
a
it.
lot of that the pay it forward scam in the drive-through. I've been seeing a lot of
Yeah.
that sketch on TikTok lately.
Um,
55 burgers, 55 fries.
100 pizzas, 55 tots.
I also love that the
100
lady
shakes,
behind him
155 tots.
orders the exact
Exact same
same
thing.
number of bullshit. Like it's just known. If you're gonna scam them, that's how much it should be.
okay.
There's an absurdity to the I Think You Should Leave sketches that I think has been sorely lacking from a lot of popular comedy, which is why it's so popular. And it's a level of absurdity that can be annoying to the point of like turning people off of it, but I think they do a good job balancing that with like actual jokes and premises that are funny. Unlike one that I will say I do not enjoy the absurdity of it, Auntie Donna. I can't do it.
That's
I,
that's the Australian version.
Yeah,
Those are those Australian sketch guys. Yeah,
can't
I
do
can't
it.
get it. It might just be like a different country
Culture
sense of
thing.
humor and culture that maybe it's just not
yeah.
hitting us the same way, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking Jim Jeffries is Australian, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's kind
He
of funny.
is.
he's
Yeah.
good. But that's because his stuff is based in realism.
Yeah, that's fair. Auntie Donna is just like trying to be quirky and odd for the sake of being odd sometimes,
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's
which is hit or miss. Like I can be down for a fucking it's a little witch coming out of a shoe kind of sketch
yeah,
sometimes.
or like an old Greg thing where it's just like
Yeah.
none of
Yeah.
this has any basis in reality,
Yeah.
and even in whatever world they're building, it's crazy still.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like old Greg is funny because he's not thrown off at all by the fact that this is a scaly fish man. He
Yeah.
is instead thrown off by the lines of questioning and the kidnapping and the rapiness, which is honestly valid, which is what makes that sketch crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Old Greg is classic.
That's is
Yeah.
that Mighty Boosh?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Good old
Yeah,
Mighty
man, I haven't
Boosh.
seen that in a long
Yeah.
time.
Right. Yeah. The Boosh.
I don't think I like any of their other sketches.
The Mighty isn't it? It's a television. I thought it's like a plot driven show, wasn't it? With like just
I
weird
don't
characters that show up.
It kind of did the Monty Python thing or the Mr. Show thing of having a through line,
Mhm.
but it's just a bunch of loose sketches, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they like part 2 and part 3 different sketches to kind of have a narrative running.
gotcha.
But yeah, no, that shit was just absurd. It's kind of like it's crazy how many sketch shows that there have been where it's like, wow, they made, you know, dozens, if not hundreds of sketches, and there's like one good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dozens of sketches.
Yeah.
Well,
Usually
because
it's
like
like
some
well,
of
some
them
of them
get
are
like
like
a
only
season.
yeah, like I'm thinking of like shows like The State, if you know like that sketch thing from MTV, like
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
Let's see. There was a bunch. There was a bunch of Michael Ian Black sketch things through the '90s and 2000s. I think.
Was he a part of the
Uh,
Ben Stiller show at all? Like, do you remember? Was he
I
ever like
don't
a
remember. I remember Stella being advertised a bunch.
Stella Artois?
No, just the sketch group Stella.
Oh, never heard of
Yeah,
that.
Michael Ian Black, and then I think 2 other guys who are probably more famous now, but I don't remember who it
Uh,
was.
Ian Black Michael and Black Michael Ian.
And Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P.
That's Michael is the Black
All
Michael
right,
Ian.
new game. Create a sketch group out of any 3 named people. I'll pick
Let's call it.
Michael Clark Duncan.
We should just have a sketch group called Michael Ian Black. That'll be funny.
Yeah. It would be. Yeah. And it's like, who's Ian? Yeah.
Dibs on being black.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, no. Jonathan, you get to be black.
Oh, okay.
I want to be Michael.
All right.
Sorry, Austin. You have to be Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Actually, our sketch group's going to be called Michael Ian Black because I don't want to get sued.
okay.
Hey, yeah.
Michael
That is savage.
Michelle Ian Black.
Yeah.
My cool Ion Blacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did it. All right, first sketch. Hold on. Okay, I haven't done this as a segment before.
Okay.
I have written sketches specifically for the Petri dish household as it has existed.
Okay.
And one of them was a sketch back when Jostin lived here of me and Nick catching Austin jerking off or something. But then secretly he has to jerk off every year or else like his dick disappears. It's like a religious thing.
Every year.
I'm trying to remember.
Catch me on the one time of the year I'm jerking off.
The entire crux of the sketch was just being able to say boinking off.
Oh.
That's a good reason to have a sketch written.
And just
Boinking.
different technically safe for work ways of saying like awful dirty things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the sketch was just called Boinkin.
So you said like a
Okay.
list of similar phrases to jerking off, whacking it.
Oh, this is what it was.
throttling it.
Our laundry gets mixed together, and I show up with some of your underwear, like, "Hey, I think these are yours," and then I sniff, and I'm like, "Smells like you've been boinking off in these." And yeah, then you say things like you say like Jimmy rustling and goof juice,
Jimmy Russell's funny.
boinking my bratwurst. I think Nick's character would always be some form of rustling Jimmy's. My character was always some form of boinking off or something. And Austin, you got to be the wild card that said anything.
Okay.
And then let's see. Yeah, okay. Because you were born on a leap year, every leap year a monster comes and checks all of your underwear to make sure you haven't been boinking off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. Every year,
Or he's checking to make sure I have been.
yeah, every leap year he comes and checks all your delicates to verify you aren't rustling too hard. And if any of your manties are soiled with boink juice, you have to go to no-no school. So that's what that sketch is.
That's how the sketch ends. I go to no school.
No, the sketch ends with all of us helping you jerk off, and the entire room is covered in cum.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone was going to walk by the room and be like, you guys boinking off in here? And it just cuts to all of us covered in jizz and underwear. And it was going to be gross as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. Yeah.
There'll be a lot of effects work involved.
Yeah. Or a lot of practical effects, because we could get tapioca.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's chunky. I just thought about I meant like the tapioca flour that ends up being like stringy. But if we just had like tapioca pudding with the chunks in it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be too far off from reality.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes it's chunky. If you like, especially I'm just drinking all coffee all day.
I bust chunky.
Nice.
I've heard it being called chunking it too.
Saying I bust chunky.
Blasting it is chunked.
Blastin Chunky. All right, I gotta write that into the sketch now. I blast chunky.
Mm-hmm. Campbell's chunky.
Oh, chunky tomato soup used to be.
It's just you're talking about tomato paste?
No.
Crushed tomatoes. That's chunky tomato soup.
Just tomatoes mashed up and then made hot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a euphemism for period discharge.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Is that a North Carolina thing?
No, it was a youth group thing. Yeah.
A youth group thing?
Why is youth group talking about periods so much that they have slang for it?
I have no idea. But yeah, it's something I remember from youth group.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of them? Here's a fun thing. I also tried to turn this into a sketch because I thought it'd be funny. The idea of the idea of an adult human having no idea how pregnancy happens.
Oh.
Is funny to me because our senators don't. And so I was hanging out with a pregnant friend one time, and we were like eating salsa or whatever, and she like double dipped because she's like, fuck it, I bought it. And I was like, ew, what if I get pregnant? And I thought it was so funny. I wrote a whole sketch.
Oh, nice.
It escalates to the point where the government tries to intervene and they're outside with guns because they're afraid her pregnancy will transfer to me from the chips. Oh. So I go out there pregnant to fight the government with guns.
Oh. Well, they say that the original STD is pregnancy. So
I don't
enjoy
the
government said that.
I don't enjoy this type of comedy, Jonathan.
Okay.
It's anti-woman, and I will not have it.
Yeah, that's an old man joke. Sorry.
Guys, he's just old-fashioned.
Yeah.
He was born in a different time, the 1900s.
Jonathan made a little bit of a whoopsie. We like to apologize on behalf of the Petri dish. His views are not the expressed views of this podcast.
Oh, wait. It's Jonathan's turn to apologize.
I'm sorry.
You got to get the soundboard ready to go for that at some point.
Yeah.
I'll get it figured out. I know one additional window of things to add that I could get all the sound to fucking work again, and it's gonna
awesome.
work real soon.
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. Cool.
I miss having the soundboard, especially with especially if I
stuff.
Yeah, just like the stupid Trump soundboard. And now if I show stupid TikTok clips, I could at least pull from that. Just various farts.
Yeah.
Various long and short farts.
Yeah. Y'all know how you have a note app on your phone for writing jokes down?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I printed mine off yesterday, and it's like 250 pages. It's like this.
I like how you put it in a binder.
Yeah, I did.
Jonathan, I think you just made a manifesto.
I probably did.
You can't just output your notes app into a binder. If someone finds that, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah. I'm working on highlighting the good stuff and skipping over the shit, and one of the things I highlighted is my favorite tradition is oral. That's it. Yeah.
God damn it.
Pretty good, pretty standard.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah. That must have been a big day, because that's,
That was the only thing you highlighted that day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I will frequently I stopped doing the notes app because it gets too jumbled between like jokes, sketches, and then song lyrics for me.
Okay.
So like I have my stand-up comedy app, and then I use notes for song lyrics, and then I have my sketch writing thing. But I have so many empty documents of sketches that are literally just the title, because very frequently it'll just be something weird Austin says, and I'm like, I'm writing it down. One of them just said mermaid eggs.
Yeah, that's got to be how mermaids are formed, is through eggs.
I mean, the bottom half is fish, so like it has to.
They probably come up on the beach like sea turtles and bury their eggs.
They have a clutch of them in the sand.
They find a little clutch, and little baby mermaids come out, and they gotta make it. They gotta make it to mad dash to the ocean before the seagulls eat them.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like top half human, back half like really tiny tadpoles? So they gotta like.
Yeah, they look like little tadpoles. They don't even look like humans at all. They look mostly fish.
Yeah.
They're very fish-like when they're born.
Okay.
They have to be.
To me, that means that's not cannibalism if I eat their young.
No.
It's not cannibalism because mermaids don't exist.
Yeah. Also, good point.
If mermaids did exist, would it be cannibalism? Because we would definitely
if you eat the top half. Top half is cannibalism, but bottom half, that's all pescatarian.
Do you think it's a solid transfer?
From human to fish anatomy?
Yeah, it's like it goes just to the waistline and boom, immediately fish? Or do you think there's like a transition middle part? Kind of like how tuna has like the fatty tuna and then the lean tuna that they'll do two different sushis out of. Is there going to be like...
That's coming out of the same fish, yeah.
Is there going to be like... Ooh, this is the tail, and this is the is the mermaid body, so it's still technically fish.
Yeah, there would definitely be two different sushis.
That's a good thought experiment, though. Where does the mermaid part begin, and where does the fish part end?
Yeah,
I guess I want to know what everyone else's like. When do you stop eating on the mermaid?
Yeah.
Where would you start? Where would you start too? Top or bottom?
If I'm eating it, I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
You're gonna eat from the bottom up or top down?
I'm gonna eat from the middle because I ain't eating any of the end pieces. I'll make soup out of that, but I'm trying to have that tasty belly meat.
Yeah.
Especially, can you imagine getting a full flank from a butcher that's like red meat transitions into fish. And what kind of fish is in there, guys? What kind of fish you think is in there? Is it like a grouper?
I would say it's like fish stick fish.
Yeah, fish stick fish is what I'm gonna
Like
say too.
tilapia,
Something,
just like
something.
whitefish.
Yeah, something kind
Yeah.
of like mild,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not very overpowering flavor.
always them whitefish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. That's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't
Hopefully
thought
fewer
about
bones. I don't like all
Huh?
those bones.
Yeah.
I
I
want it to
don't
be like
really
one
eat
spinal
fish.
column down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bones in fish, and they also have those pin bones in there that you got. Like salmon has pin bones you got to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to pull out that many bones.
Nah, fuck that.
I feel like people would be easier to eat than giant human fish.
Yeah.
Let's just eat
A
humans,
regular
guys.
person?
Let's just eat
Yeah.
a person.
A
That
modest proposal.
was Bobby.
Yeah.
Definitive cannibalism.
Is
Yeah.
cannibalism that bad?
I don't know.
Under certain circumstances, it's probably your only option.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure our
I mean,
ancestors cannibalized each other.
Yeah.
For somewhere.
For fun.
Yeah. Yeah, just exclusively for fun.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, we got nothing better to do.
Rip
We
the head
haven't
off,
we haven't
fuck the
invented
nickel.
TV yet.
Yeah.
We gotta eat a person.
We gotta entertain ourselves somehow.
Yeah.
How do you expect me to entertain myself when we haven't even invented video games? I gotta go eat this child.
Oh God. Yeah.
And that's how the church was created. Someone should have just
Yeah.
invented video games earlier. Pong is not that complicated.
Right. I have no idea how hard Pong is to make.
Who invented the name ping pong?
You think it was self-titled?
I just feel like it was. It feels racially motivated to me.
Yeah, the guy who invented it named it after himself.
Maybe.
I hope there's it's Francis
It was
Ping
invented
Pong.
by a Canadian named Ping Pong.
Yeah.
His friends called him table tennis, though.
Yeah.
Well, now we gotta.
You know, that's got to be a sketch.
Now I gotta. I was just working on a dumb bit about the not the jackhammer, the ball peen hammer.
Oh.
Yeah, the ball peen.
The
Ball
Yeah.
peen hammer.
That's
Ball
funny.
peen, because the original idea was, does anyone think that the ball peen hammer is as funny as I do?
Oh, no,
Yes.
I call it the nut dick hammer.
Yeah.
But the guy who made the ball peen hammer, his
Uh-huh.
name is Jacques Ballpeen.
Oh.
He's like a French dude.
Jacques
Jacques Ballpeen.
It does
And
look
it's
like it does look like a French hammer. It's like a French person's idea of an American hammer.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't have the claw edge to it.
Okay, I'm on Zoom.
No way. It's also called Whiff Waff.
What?
That's funny.
Oh,
too.
table tennis is the official name. I
Oh,
forgot.
I thought you were saying another name for ball peen hammer was whiff whack.
Yeah.
No, actually, Whiff Waff was another thing for jerking off.
Okay.
I call it hammering my
Yeah.
ball peen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just smoothing out some dents.
Yeah, smooth out some dents.
With my ball
Sanding
peen.
down the edges is what I call it.
Yeah.
Basically anything that is like anything that a contractor would say for like a construction project, that's how I tell people how I'm triggering off.
Okay. Like you're hanging some drywall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like you're caulking some joints.
Caulking some joints, filling
Yeah.
some gaps.
Yeah.
Starching some.
Whites.
Laying down some tile.
Yeah.
Frosting the cake.
Yeah.
Jointing some wood.
Yeah.
Hamming the Swiss. I don't know.
Him in the Swift. That's a skateboard trick.
Nice.
That's like a
You
nollie
can miter some
360.
joints.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Sanding some sanding. You can sand something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could grind something. Yeah.
You
Now,
grind
now I'm
bones.
just thinking of all the manual labor stuff. That's
Well, we don't want to get your brain working too hard. So let's talk
Yeah.
about the state of comedy or whatever we
okay.
were talking about on the phone a while ago.
Yeah.
Was that
Okay.
yesterday? I feel like that was just
Yeah.
yesterday. Either
Yeah,
way,
it was yesterday.
Jonathan, would you consider yourself
Uh-huh.
inside or outside of comedy anymore? You know, like
Oh, I I feel like, I am a comic who's just taken a massive break. So
I like
my
that.
intention is to go back to it, you know. I don't think I'm done with it. Um, I think it's just something that I do now, you know.
I really feel like once you become a clown in any capacity, like it's with you forever. Like none of us are ever
Yeah.
going to be a fucking politician, you know? Like you
No.
can't.
Too dumb.
Yeah.
We chose to do the dumb thing that makes people go like
The dumb easy thing.
Yeah.
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 yeah. And
It's not easy though.
I
Oh yeah.
used
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be very in the camp of like you do stand up or you do improv or you do sketch and then like don't be fucking with other things, so you got to focus on your one avenue of comedy. And then I remembered Paul F. Tompkins has just been
Okay.
killing it at everything all the time,
Okay.
or not killing it the entire time, however you want to look at it. But like I thoroughly enjoy the 4 different Paul F. Tompkins comedy albums he has out now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's got
Cool.
some good jokes out there. But also
Nice.
he has been an accomplished improv podcast maker for years now
Okay.
and lots of improv based things. And so like I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think that sometimes you get an idea for comedy that's never going to be funny in as a stand-up bit, or as it frequently happens, your stand-up bit is just explaining how the sketch would work, or like Bob Newharting it on stage pretending to be on a phone, you know, like
I'm not sure what you mean by Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart way back in the day,
Uh-huh.
his entire comedic catalog was just one-sided sketches.
Okay.
And so like one of his biggest one was he was like the what do they call those announcer people for at the airport when you get on and do the speech or whatever?
The pilot?
It's not the pilot that does it. They like give the put your seatbelt on like this
Oh,
speech.
No, flight
the
attendants.
Yeah.
flight attendants.
Flight
Yeah.
attendant, that's what it is. He was like a flight attendant getting people ready for the Grace L. Ferguson Airline and Storm Door Company flight.
Okay.
And so like that's the entire thing. It's like it's very much a sketch, but back then you had radio.
Right.
And so half the time they'd be like, well, I'm just going to record this live because people aren't going to know when to laugh if they don't hear other people laughing. So like I studied Bob Newhart's comedy first, I think, and then went to Bill Cosby. So like comedy before like Jewish comedians made it better was very much just like sketches done live, kind of the way it is with Japanese comedy duos and things, where it's like one person's a straight man, one guy's the wacky one, and you go and you do your bits on stage.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's basically just sketches.
Yeah.
But then like World War II happens, and there's just a lot of American Jews out there being like, "Ah, life kind of sucks." And then Bill Cosby like stole all their style, and stand up became huge.
Okay.
And so it's like
Yeah.
observational comedy is still so, I don't want to
It's
say it's new, but
it's
it's
what I do.
it's
Yeah.
still growing, and I don't like I don't like the era that it's in now, so I
Oh,
just stay away from stand up frequently because I'm like,
Hmm.
okay.
it's all just like
Yeah.
opinion based. Ooh, I'm a personality and here's my opinion on this thing, and that
Right.
only that
Yeah.
only gets you so far if you aren't like a good personality. Like Bill Burr's comedy works because he's a weird ginger with hard opinions. But independent of that, he can actually write a joke. Like a lot of people can't write a joke and just think like them being curmudgeonly will get them by on stage, and it's
Yeah.
dumb. It's like dumb and contrived. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, you're like a 30-year-old white guy who's real mad about stuff changing in society.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like society literally is the things that you like. What are you fucking complaining about?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I think the amount of YouTube specials is ridiculous.
Well, you can't
That
call them specials anymore because they're not.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
They're
but
just releasing material now, which is fine. It's like,
30-minute chunks. It
yeah,
doesn't
like
even, it's not even like an hour and a half. It's
yeah,
30,
like
45
Comedy
minutes.
Central has stopped like televising their shit as like Comedy
A new
Central is
special.
presenting this comedian doing a special. Now it's
yeah,
like, here's some comics doing spots. There you go.
yeah,
Which
uh,
sucks because there's some great comics right now.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there is some really good comedy out there for sure. But yeah, I think the amount of quote specials that are on YouTube just is blowing it up in a bad way.
I think that
All because
was,
of Netflix too, didn't it? I mean, they started doing that like almost every other month. It felt like there was a new comedy special coming out. A
yeah.
lot of comics are signing Netflix streaming
Yeah,
deals, HBO Max streaming deals.
yeah,
And like anybody and their mother can put things on like Prime
Or
or
yeah, like Amazon or Tubi or
yeah.
stuff like that. Like you don't really need a whole lot. You just got to follow their directions.
And it's like
oh,
half the comedians are only doing it just so they can like
Have a
make a
credit.
poster and put the little symbol for whatever app that they're associated with on there,
Yeah, like they're
which
using that as like an avenue to get them into touring or into clubs
yeah,
now. Like now they have something they can put on their name as like, hey, I streamed here, or you can see I have a special here.
yeah.
Check it out. That counts as like my video clip to get me booked here.
which
okay.
is which is crazy because like you could put a special on YouTube, pay $50 to get tens of thousands of views, go to
Get
your
like
like
pushed
local
out
shitball comedy
into
club, yeah, and be
yeah.
like, hey, look, I'm very popular.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's like,
It's a lot about moving numbers, having followers, which is
Yeah.
yeah, and I just
which is
I
just the way
don't
it is.
I don't like I don't like performing in places that that don't have like a reason for anyone to be there. It's just like any bar.
Yeah.
Like I like when comedy is put on specifically because people enjoy comedy, especially in this space, which is hard to do on like such a small scale nowadays
Yeah.
because everyone's just shitting out comedy to the internet, and it's
Right.
like, well, I could go support, local comedy in a place, or I could just watch another fucking like heckler owned video by what's his
Yeah.
face on YouTube. So it's like,
Yeah.
No, I've been really enjoying the Don't Tell stuff that they push out.
yeah,
I think that's like a really fun concept of way of like a pop-up comedy show where it's not just in a bar or in a venue where you're recording for that specific reason. It's
yeah. It's
There's something
people
like about the
going to a
setting.
place
Yeah.
because they enjoy comedy, which is like,
Yeah. It's like you need to be a part of like an exclusive thing. You got to buy your ticket and they send you the address.
that's fun.
Plus the
Because
way it turns you on to like new comics too.
and you're
And that's not
not
like a
gonna get
special.
shitty bar people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is like that's the worst thing about comedy is that like a bachelorette party can roll in.
Yeah.
Like an old person who got comped at the casino can come in and be like, Brown on stage, wearing their little like Vietnam hat or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm giving them flashbacks at the fucking Carson Nugget, and I'm just like, I only get $50 to be here. So
Yeah.
like, man, having comedy in a space for comedy is
Yeah.
it is underappreciated. And I think that more people need to do comedy purposefully rather than just like creating comedy for the sake of having a thing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think it, when some people, I guess there are like big professional comics who say, should you do a special now? And their response is, do you love the material? And it's like you shouldn't do a special unless you love what you've got to do. But
Makes sense. It's
yeah,
especially because like you got to think about do you want this material representing you for up to 2 to 3 years until you can make something else?
yeah,
And that's the other thing.
yeah,
It's just a lot of times they're just gonna end up touring with that stuff too.
Yeah.
That's what you'd hate to see.
yeah,
Because I feel like once you, and I'm sure like I don't know who probably said it before, but I think once you have that material out there, you pretty much like burned it. It's out there now for everyone to see. You can't just go tour around with it still, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah, I think that was part of the cycle that I saw, especially with like Kanane or Bronger or people like that who were like, I'm going to tour for like 2 years, build
Mhm.
the material, put the special out. Hopefully people like it because now I'm immediately touring again, trying to build the new
yeah,
hour for 2 years from now. Like they're on a
yeah,
cycle, they know what they're doing,
yeah,
and I like catching those initial shows of someone still building the material where they're a professional. So they're going to be eventually very funny. But being able to catch, like I saw Tom Segura a couple years ago while he was building his last specials set because he just like came to the GSR because you go to your B market when you're first building the material because they just want to see you. They don't care what you're doing.
yeah,
And
That's
he
crazy. They can just
was
like build in. He's working on his material in a
in a
huge
fucking
venue.
theater. Yeah. And it was funny because like I understood comedy, but I was with my coworkers, and they like just enjoy Tom Segura and they just wanted to be there. And I was
yeah,
very much sitting there like, and that's the end of that 15. And he is moving on to the next 15 he like practiced somewhere
yeah,
because he'd like get to the end of the bit and be like, and then like go back to the stool. And I'm like, I've done that. I've gotten done with a bit and been like,
yeah,
yeah. And then you go and
Crazy.
you go look at the next one, and it's very
Got
funny to
notes.
see that
yeah,
on the scale of like there's 4,000 people here or whatever, and
yeah,
he's just like, nah, moves on to the next thing, building the set, and I want that more in I want that more in
In
newer
specials. You want to see that in specials coming out. I'd like to see like 15 minutes. A comic just kind of goes, maybe
I
that's not
want
it. Not for
yeah,
Netflix. Goes to
yeah,
checks
yeah,
his notebook in
I
the
want to
middle
see
of.
that with comics that are putting out these random specials.
yeah,
Like, did you actually work on this at all? Because sometimes their quality is that.
yeah,
Like, I know he's new to it because he was just a podcaster, but that Stavros guy who looks like he should be in the Aquabats or whatever.
yeah,
Stavros Halkias. Yeah.
Yeah, his
yeah,
special is not polished at all. It's not really.
Oh, he
I
doesn't have
mean,
like he has to like read or not a reset, but he has to do the same joke a couple times.
and it's just like it's all filler. It's mostly filler words. It's just him doing bits and then be like, yeah, come on, yeah. And it's just like half your special can't be trying to find the approval from the audience. You should just have the material prepared already for us.
Yeah.
I don't want to be included in the product at the end. We should not be seeing the research and development part of the finished product.
Yeah.
But then he immediately, like a couple months later, released an all crowd work special. And it's like, you just need to make YouTube content. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's annoying because then that's what people expect out of stand-up.
Yeah.
Is for it to just kind of be bad, but put on by their favorite podcaster or whatever, like.
Yeah.
It's the Joe Rogan curse. I mean, he hasn't had to write good comedy for a decade.
No.
Pretty much Joe Rogan has had to do nothing since he made fun of Carlos Mencia in like 2007 or whatever.
Right.
Except that was the darkest time of his life. He's like, oh, I got so ostracized by the comedy community. No, you didn't.
Now look at him.
Yeah. I'm sure there were plenty of people who are like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But also, let me work at the comedy mothership.
Yeah.
Which also, it's crazy to me that he went to Texas to do that.
Yeah.
Because, man, fuck Texas. And I get like all the like libertarian middle of the road people are trying to be like, yeah, Texas is still cool. It's not. It stopped being cool when like the governors from there were letting people die so they could go on vacation. Like, sure, you're probably going to get tax breaks for building a fucking comedy club there or whatever, but is it going to be worth it when all your comedians are dying because none of them can get paid or whatever? Like, how much can you saturate a market that never existed? I guess he's probably going for like the Twitch streamers that all moved out there. He's just going like that entire place is just going to subsist off of crazy people with bad opinions.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the house he's built anyway. But like,
yeah.
Even people that like all the Kill Tony people, they got super mad when it moved to Texas because now it's just like a bad circus show. It's not like about comedy anymore.
Okay.
That's
I didn't
disappointing.
think Tony was very good to start with.
The practice of Kill Tony is much better than the actual show that exists. Because, like, you should have at least, like, 60 seconds of new material if you are going up in front of the same audience that's, like, always there. Like, give the people something fresh, and then, like, hey, you have 5 1-minute bits that work. There you go, new 5.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes the people that kill on there are just like homeless dudes that get up and be like, I like to rape where I pee, and everyone's like, brave.
Yeah. So brave.
And it's like, I don't think that guy's that guy's all right. Somebody should probably take away the microphone. Just like let that guy exist for a second, independent of an audience, because he's craving something. Probably heroin.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Man, Texas is going to have a crazy heroin problem here soon with all the comedians moving there.
Oh.
You don't think it might already do? It does already?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely... the infrastructure wouldn't have been built just for the comedy. Like, they're just going to bolster what's there, but also, it's not going to be good for it.
Have you been to Texas? Have any of you guys been to Texas?
Yeah.
I've been once to Austin.
Been to Austin? Where were you, Bobby?
Yeah.
I was in Houston. It's not my favorite. Too big.
Too big?
Okay.
And not like the city is too big or there's too many people. They make everything too big because Texas is dumb.
Oh.
Everything's like spread
That's
out.
ironic. It should be perfect for you.
You gotta like drive a 4x4 tank everywhere. And it's just like, I just want to be able to like exist in a city and like walk from here to over there. You cannot do that in Texas. It's like, okay, you want to go to this one location? It's a 45-minute drive from the Hilton you can get. And then you're finally somewhere.
Oh, I see. It's spread out. When you said
Yeah,
big, my mind went to like, oh, their chairs are bigger.
I
They got
wish.
they got bigger bathtubs.
That's going to be worse now too, because Texas used to exclusively cater to fat people,
Yeah.
because that's all that was there, was just like, hey, you want to eat a 72-ounce steak? Come on down here. Now they're
Yeah.
going to be like catering to comedians who all have opinions about how you can't be fat or like ugly or do anything other than heroin and comedy or whatever.
Okay.
So they're
Yeah.
gonna ruin that place.
Sounds right.
But Texas is already ruined, so like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's nothing you can do other than make the wasteland that is there.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they called it Mothership, because it's kind of like a cult that they're all gonna like fucking suicide themselves about.
Oh God.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times. So that's
Yeah.
the state of comedy. Bad.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
And I only say that because it's a manufactured comedy boom in that city. And
Yeah.
that's what I don't like. It's not that everyone was
Yeah.
so on their shit that the city became synonymous with comedy, like it did with
Yeah.
Portland comics, like it did with Chicago comics, like New York comics. Like those places had such good comedians coming out of it, or like Atlanta, it's like that they had to acknowledge that this is a good comedy city. Instead, they were like, what
Hey.
tax haven can we shake down for money?
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying that Texas is going to be like the Las Vegas of comedy. None of it's actual, like they say, ooh, Vegas is for entertainment. It's not.
It's
It's for like sad magicians to be able to get a check off of you. It's like no serious entertainer is like, oh yeah, I'm in Vegas. You're like, oh no, you're just taking Wayne Newton's spot in the off season, and then you're never coming back. I don't know.
Yeah. They tried that with Elvis and he died. And so it doesn't
Awful.
the proof of concept didn't work. Yeah.
I feel like Texas is gonna become the Branson, Missouri of comedy. Where everyone's like, yeah, a very specific style of entertainer is from there. And it's fucking whatever the Texas equivalent of a Ray Stevens or Yakov Smirnoff is. Just dated and kind of hokey, but at least they have a home to go to.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, Ray Stevens is the guy that made Ahab the Arab. All right. Yeah, that's Texas is just gonna be the new version of that.
Oh God.
Where it's like, hey, you remember that fat comic who used to always take his shirt off?
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be in Texas now.
I went to see The Machine earlier today. Yes. It was okay. It was
Yeah, he has the money to make. I mean, it had fucking Star Wars in it. Whatever that guy, Mark Hamill. Like
Mark Hamill, yeah.
When you have all the money and time at your disposal, yeah, you can make a quality product. But like,
yeah,
I put that on par with that Foo Fighters movie where they accidentally summon the devil in the fake band they're in. Like, it's not a real serious movie. They made it because they're rich and they can.
Okay.
Or like that McDonald's movie where they're hunting ghosts in there's like a haunted house movie specifically about the McDonald's characters. That's what Bert Kreischer made for himself.
Okay.
You're talking about the Mick kids?
No, it was a completely different it's a completely different set of movies where they had like songs in them.
It's like animated, right?
Yeah. Maybe it was Mick Kids. I don't know. Either way. That
wasn't in theaters, was it?
No, but I definitely had the VHS tape somehow.
Okay.
Bert Kreischer made the Sneak King and Bumper Burgers Xbox 360 video games that Burger King put out. He made that for himself.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was perfectly fine. I didn't think it was groundbreaking or terrible. You know, it wasn't one or the other. It was just perfectly serviceable comedy.
How much? If you had to use it as a percentage,
Uh-huh.
what percentage of that movie did Bert Kreischer not have a shirt on? I'm assuming it was 100%. Like he just like that's just his uniform. Is like he shows up like Mr. T looks a certain way. He has
Yeah.
to just not have a shirt. So he's
Yeah.
just that's his character choice is naked the whole time.
I would say it's probably only like 25% in the movie because they kind of save it up for like a finale where he rips his shirt off. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That seems like false advertising. I'm pretty sure he's shirtless on the poster.
25% on the tomato meter for The Machine,
Okay.
but an 88% audience score.
Of course.
Yeah, people
The
love
people
it.
that like Bert Kreischer
They're loving it.
specifically want Bert Kreischer. They will accept no substitutes. So that makes a lot of
Fuck
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's when I want Bert Kreischer, I know the exact podcast clips I'm going to pull up. So it makes sense. But he's just like I hate Ari Shaffir, and Ari Shaffir is a terrible person. Definitely understand why he drugged Bert Kreischer that one time, though.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like
I've
that
not heard about this.
dude.
What is this?
What? Oh,
I've not heard about this. What is it?
one time Ari Shaffir just thought it'd be funny to put a bunch of acid in Bert Kreischer's beer. They were
Yeah.
just at his house hanging out. Bert Kreischer like was with his kids and everything, and then suddenly he's on a lot of acid.
Yeah.
And Ari thought it was very funny to just drug someone without them knowing, and everyone had to sit him down and be like, "You know what you did is a fucking crime, right?"
Yeah.
They're like, "You literally just admitted to like pulling a prank that's just a straight up felony assault."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Haha, yeah," and everyone just kind of let it blow over. But I don't know, like I'm never gonna defend Ari Shaffir because he's a bad person. But also.
Yeah.
That would be a thing that happens to Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad for Bert Kreischer either. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He was probably nicer to his kids for like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea what's going outside my room, but it sounds like it's getting serious.
What if it's a Bigfoot?
There's people yelling at Bigfoot.
Yeah, people are yelling. Yeah. I don't think it's a Bigfoot. We're not in Urari. Yeah. Did I show you that clip of the dude who says, yeah, I rough talked him?
No.
Is that the guy who was like, and I told him, get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw that clip. Actually, it might have been on the podcast like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
One of the last episodes that I had Nick Taro on.
Oh.
He made me watch that Bigfoot video.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like the guy, he was just rough talked him and ran off in the woods, and he came back and I got my stick and I said, "You Bigfoot, you get out of here." It's just like a guy obviously just called the news to lie about Bigfoot because he just bored.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. It is. It's a great clip. Yeah.
Because that was the same. Hold on. Now I gotta go back.
Okay.
Some posthumous Nick Taro
Yeah.
references.
Yeah.
I still follow a guy on YouTube named Derek Wade who has like 2 videos he released several years ago that are just insane ramblings from a man who is not all there.
Okay.
They have a cumulative 57 views.
Only 2
Oh,
videos?
wow.
2 videos, 57 views between the 2 of them.
I say that's viral. I say it's viral.
There we go.
Look, we're gonna get into a lot of things here. You gotta take your time, motherfuckers is dying every day. Bitch ass niggas is dying. Every motherfucker wanna listen. Half you motherfuckers on medication. You see, you think it's a fucking joke cause you got a fucking doctor. But your fucking doctor is your motherfucking hitman, bitch. Okay, how about that shit? Your motherfucking doctor is your hitman. And they hit your ass up economically, making you work for them. Cause like I said, money wasn't the motherfucking shit. This shit was your health. Your bitch ass was told to motherfucking pray and exercise and continue with moderation and simplicity. But your motherfucking ass wants to be so motherfucking slick. Now look at you. Now the question that I'll ask, if you get new cells every day, how the fuck you getting old, bitch? Cause you forgot how to live. That's the first thing. You forgot how to venture off and do extreme.
That's the crux of the video.
Okay. I'm gonna take my viral up away.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely not viral. It's meandering, and there's 5 more minutes of that exact type of thing. But every once in a while, just be sitting there with Nick, and he'd be like, "Yo, doctor's your motherfucking hitman, bitch. You get new cells every day.
New cells
how
every
the fuck
day, but how
you
you fucking
dying?
getting old?
Yeah, because you forgot how to live." So,
Now, is Pimp, is that his name? Is his name Pimp Grand
no, his
Righteous?
name's
Or is
Derek
that-
Wade. He just named this fucking diatribe Pimp Grand Righteous.
It must be like a state of being, you
Yeah.
know, a lifestyle that
And
he's
my
trying
other
to push.
favorite-
The Pimp Grand Righteous lifestyle.
What's funny is, of course, he has the 2 videos. First one,
Not
Pimp
trusting
Grand
your
Righteous.
doctors for your bitch ass.
His second one is just called Fight Back Americas.
Yeah.
Plural
Like,
Americas.
Which
It's just-
America?
Have you clipped together greatest hits from that video? Because I saw the length on that one. That's 11 minutes.
It's 11 minutes. I
11
haven't,
minutes of
but
viewing.
I can give you the gist of it. He is doing an indiscernible martial art and or yoga in public, and he's calling it the death dance.
Oh.
And I'm assuming this is how he generates new cells.
Okay.
He doesn't get old.
Concentrate. We're gonna go back up, little at a time, rocking it, maintaining. That's right. You control that body. The mind controls the body through your thought waves. That's right. You're gonna stretch. You're gonna put one leg back. That's right. And I believe that's your right
audio
leg.
listeners,
and we're gonna go down. We're gonna go
he's
down
just like
to
holding
the ground.
one of his legs in the
Yes,
air
indeed.
after
Don't
fixing
be
his
afraid.
headphones.
Once you start putting yourself in motion, put that strength, command those leg muscles and say, I'm going down, buddy. That's right. And always hold that core. That's right. Go ahead down. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
So he does that for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, I love that he's getting out in the world, you know, just taking in some sun, getting active.
Yeah.
Making a YouTube video about health and how to, but he released one of those.
Right.
And how long ago was that?
That was
Death
8 years ago.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ. That's really not that long either.
Even better, there is one comment on this video from him that just says, "Wow, does it work?" in all caps. That's it.
That's funnier than the
America's
video.
the continent, fight back Americas.
Okay. So that could be
Oh,
North,
okay.
South, or Central Americas.
Any of them, fight back. Do the
Yeah,
death dance. You got to get active.
Yeah.
Because you getting new cells every day. How the fuck you getting old?
Yeah.
Because you
Hey.
forgot how to live, Jonathan.
yeah. Okay, that's fair.
It's a little slice of Nick Taro wisdom.
It's not
that I
John's fault, though.
received. It's yeah, you know, your doctor is your hitman, bitch.
Shit happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit does happen.
Your doctor is a hitman, though, Jonathan.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't think so.
You don't
Yeah.
think he's got the heart, or you don't think he's got the hands?
I probably not the heart for it.
You calling you Doctor fucking soft, bro?
Yeah, you call me Dr. Soft. And I'll raise you a sir. Dr. Soft Serve.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Well, I hate it.
Okay. Lieutenant Dan Ice Cream.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream. I love saying that
Yeah.
whenever I have ice cream, because he is so genuinely excited, and then it just gets dumped right in a bedpan. But whenever I get ice cream, I am that excited about it.
Yeah.
Whenever I get any like a little ice cream cone in my hand, Lieutenant Dan ice cream. I got shot in the buttocks. Oh.
It's just so funny.
I wonder when we're gonna reach a time where people will forget that Forrest Gump existed and just think you're making fun of mentally deficient people in general.
No.
Because Forrest Gump was a very specific impression of a neurological disorder that in the 90s was not named. So I feel like it can't be offensive because we're just making fun of this one guy who's not real.
Right. But there's no way the South is going to ever forget Forrest Gump.
You're right. The South never forgets, specifically about Forrest Gump. That's what that's about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true, though.
What if every like Confederate flag waving dude was literally only talking about restoring the glory of the South that is the movie Forrest Gump?
That would be mine.
The South used to be great down there in Greenbow, Alabama.
Oh, God. Yeah. Is Greenbow, Alabama even a real place?
Yeah, it's in the county of Greenbow.
Oh, okay.
I actually have no idea. That's just the thing that Forrest Gump says.
Okay.
I'm from Greenbow, Alabama. That's in the county of Greenbow.
It's great. How did Forrest Gump make it on all his flights? Like, how do you get on planes?
Because
like,
9/11 hadn't happened, so
well,
he could just walk over there.
Well, like, how did he travel around? Like, he's supposed to be like a dumb guy, but he's like in Washington D.C. sometimes. He's like
he ran.
He went to China.
He did run. He ran.
But he also played ping pong in China.
Yeah.
I feel like he had wranglers, you know, like when he did college football, he had wranglers telling him what to do. When he was in the army, he had wranglers telling him where to go.
Yeah.
You know, like he was mostly handled.
Yeah.
And then when he finally like got out on his own, he just started running in the street.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is pretty telling, I think.
Yeah, pretty telling that Jonathan needs to do more running.
Oh, I can't run.
Sorry, Jonathan. This is how I tell you you're our Forrest Gump. So you better start investing in more Apple and start running. We need your money.
Okay.
Start shrimping, boy.
Okay. I don't know enough about shrimp.
You think Forrest Gump knew shit about shrimping? He got in a boat and he went out there.
Yeah, but Bubba told him.
I think Bubba told him about things you can make with shrimp. I don't think he ever described how to work a boat.
Maybe.
I come to think of it, did anyone help him with how to do the boat, or did he just spend so much time?
Lieutenant Dan helped him with the boat.
Lieutenant Dan didn't help him with the boat until he crashed it into the harbor and went, "That's my boat."
He's just on the boat
And
waving.
just jumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, Forrest Gump is a great movie. I don't care
Yeah.
what pretentious people these days say. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a dorky Zemeckis film or whatever. Was it Zemeckis or Spielberg? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I miss like hokey 90s shit. It's it's fun. It's fun that people can just be slow and still live a life. Unlike today, where that's not allowed anymore.
Man, if Forrest Gump was shot for like today, like if he was in 2023, he'd be dead.
I
So
am going.
fast.
All right, Jonathan, I'm going to write you a movie. It's going
Okay.
to be a modern day retelling of Forrest Gump, except nothing good will be happening to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
It'll be 2023, and you will still be back to back with a random guy talking about shrimp in Vietnam.
Okay.
There's no war anymore. That's just going to happen to you.
We'll call it Whiff Waff's Magic Feather.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to play professional Whiff Waff.
Do you remember last time we podcasted and we came up with the formula for Forrest Gump jokes?
Yeah, the I may
wrote a
have brain
bunch of-
damage, but I love my mama.
Yeah, yeah. I wrote a bunch of
Hell yes.
One-
Austin, if you didn't know, this is the direction I'm telling Jonathan to do stand-up in now.
yeah.
Is just leaning into the brain damage and being like, I may have brain damage, but I didn't forget I love my mama. And
Yeah.
it's just like his whole catchphrase.
I sure wish the Undertaker would choke slam the president, but I love my mom.
I don't think that's quite the right.
Don't worry about it. Just go with me here. Just go.
Okay.
I still think Green Goldberg should run for office, but I love my mom.
Are these all wrestling based?
No, not
Okay.
the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon, but I love my mama. See, that was a Cat Stevens one.
That's a stretch.
Okay.
You just said the name of a song and then the punchline. There's no in between.
I don't add math good, but I love my mama.
I like that one.
Okay. I don't know if I'm good enough to be like Mike, but I love my mama.
Oh, it's not good.
Okay. My words aren't as good as they used to be, but I love my mama. I don't know Forrest Gump personally, but I love my mama.
I think you could say we both love our mamas.
Okay.
That would sweeten that pot.
Okay. If I knew how Positrack worked, my mom would love me more.
Yeah, all right.
I feel sorry for Harry Potter because I love my mom.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Is that because his mom died?
You're right. Yeah.
He's immortal because of the love of his mother.
Yeah. Broccoli tastes like shit, but I love my mama.
You gotta. You know what? No, that one's fine.
Okay. I don't know who put me in charge of these kids, but I love my mama. Yeah. I don't know who put these nuts on my truck, but I love my mama.
I don't know what that one is doing, but it's great.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's about all of it.
Good.
I've still got some work to do. Yeah. But yeah.
Conceptually, not quite there. Delivery wise, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Okay. Good. Good.
I would say those bits as good as any movie made by Burt Kreischer.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they would all be wrestling based after the first two. I was like, Jonathan just went on a tear while watching wrestling, and now
Okay.
all of his bits.
Okay. I can do that though.
Don't do that. Or if you do, start off with two or like a good amount of ones that aren't wrestling based, and then 4 straight minutes
Of
all wrestling based.
okay.
I'm specifically teaching you how to be the worst person at the open mic. It's gonna be great.
Hey,
Shit.
that's not far off from me. That's on brand. I feel like so.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all the dishes we've got for this piece of fucking your doctor's your hitman, bitch. All right, let's get out of here. Anything going on? Anybody got any fun?
No.
There's a few shows, but
things?
not really anything. No one's gonna show up, so I'm not gonna promote any of them. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
There's a high school show that we're doing with Matt again.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm gonna try and just hang out
Okay.
with some of the Don't Tell shows, hang out
Yeah.
with Sarah and Andrea.
Nice.
That'll be
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
that's
be
it.
I'm gonna
That's
be
it.
in Portland this weekend, and I've got a
Oh,
place. Let's see. It's
that's
there's a little production called Hot Bits Comedy. So if
oh,
I know any people in Portland who also happen to listen to this podcast,
yeah.
come on down to Hot Bits Comedy Friday the
Oh,
9th.
Nice.
It's a pretty cool spot. Hoping it's just a stacked lineup, but I'm
nice.
assuming that I'm not going to be the funniest one there because Portland is full of just absolute murderers. So
Okay. Okay. Cool.
hot bits. All right.
Yeah.
That's the end of the podcast, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to watch on YouTube so you can see if anyone walks in that doorway back there, or if Bigfoot's outside of Jonathan's window, or maybe Austin will be in Horny Town. Who knows? Good
It's
old
okay,
Horny
John.
Town, USA.
John's got
Yeah.
a big old stick. He's good.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got a big old stick and he loves his mama. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
All right.